Lagos 112, what's your emergency, please?
Yeah, I saw a dead body under the Wemo.
My baby is in the room.
Do you have an idea of what caused this fire, sir?
Just of Oloshumo with Fakonbi Street, sir.
If the popular palace that says, when you show appreciation for a little help or assistance rendered to you, it will surely give reasons for more to be done for you is anything to go by, then the Lagos State Ministry of Special Duties has done the needful by sending special goodwill message to the man at the helm of affairs of the state, Governor Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, for his uncommon show of support and assistance to the ministry through its three main agencies, namely LASEMA, Safety Commission, and the Lagos State Fire Service. The ministry, under the leadership of its outgoing commissioner, Engineer Tayo Bangboshe Martins, and the special advisor in the ministry, Honorable Mobolaji Ogunlende, could not quantify the extent of relations it had enjoyed with the governor since his assumption of office, especially on the procurement of sophisticated and state-of-the-art equipment, which helps the agency's staff to deliver effectively and promptly on their promise on disaster management in the state. Capacity building and training for the staffers, which enable them to be able to compete with their counterparts across the world, and an enabling environment for optimum productivity and delivery. Infrastructural development of these agencies, which includes the building of more fire service stations and the recruitment of more emergency responders to improve emergency response. The constructions of more zonal offices for LASEMA was also appreciated by the ministry. The leadership traits of the governor in other areas in making sure the people of the state enjoyed safety of lives and properties maximally as enshrined in the policy of the governor. All these are what has made the state a benchmark and a role model for other states in the area of emergency management. Little wonder other states of the Federation oftentimes send their emergency management team to come and understudy how it is done in Lagos State. Each head of the agencies had this to say.
The administration of Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, has continued to make great strides within the Lagos State. The Ministry of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Relations has not been left behind, where I represent. We have 3 agencies under this ministry: Lagos State Fire Service, LASEMA, as well as the Safety Commission. Under this ministry, we all work together as a team collectively to be the first responders in case of an emergency, where we administer quick response, rapid response, first aid, as well as pre-hospital care. Over the next couple of days, we will all be witnessing some monumental achievements. We will be commissioning some fire service stations, as well as some trucks, and also, and more importantly, graduating over 400 of our fire servicemen who have gone through a rigorous exercise and training to ensure that we continue to give Lagosians the best service under the administration of Mr. Babajide Olushola.
I am really happy to announce to Lagosian the effort of Mr. Governor as it relates to preventions and to ensuring safety of life and properties in Lagos State. Mr. Governor has graciously approved the purchase of 62 new firefighting equipment, which is going to really add to the operational efficiency of the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service. In addition to this, Mr. Governor is also going to commission in the next few days 4 new fire stations spread across Lagos. Before now, we have 16 fire stations across Lagos, and we are adding 4 that's going to make it 20. Also, in addition to those 4 that are going to be commissioned very soon, we have across Lagos State about 2 or 3 other stations, and even in next year's budget, Mr. Governor has approved additional 4 stations that will be added by next year. I like Lagos State about 2 or 3 other stations, and even in next year's budget, Mr. Governor has approved additional 4 stations that will be added by next year. I like to tell Lagosians that through the Lagos State Emergency Service and the Lagos State Safety Commission and the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Services, lives and properties of Lagosians are becoming safer, because now we can ensure that any emergency is attacked and ensure that life and properties of Lagosians are safer through this mechanism. I will commend Lagosians to please cooperate with the government by ensuring that these properties that are newly purchased and the fire stations are protected against vandalizations of miscreants. I also would like to plead with Lagosians to please cooperate with these emergency responders whenever there is any emergencies, so that lives and properties could be saved.
It is important to note that this administration, the administrations under Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, has taken clear ownership and provided political will in disaster/emergency management in Lagos State. These important words need to be emphasized: taking ownership, providing political will. With this in place, we were able to do a lot of developments in all emergency agencies in Lagos State. Funds were provided in purchasing sophisticated equipment. manpower were trained and employed despite scarce funds. Agencies were redeveloped in terms of capacity building, in terms of assurance. Mr. Governor identified with all the key stakeholders that are important in managing emergency, and he ensured that today our emergency services could be compared with developed countries. We have two technical partners working with us directly in Lasema, where they are handling our emergency call center, which is 112 and 767. Again, we have another technical partner that handles our case management and pre-hospital care. To this, it is germane, and we need to emphasize again that while we are using our vehicle, repairing, taking care of the vehicle, charging of the operational vehicle are being done by our technical partners. So it makes our response time not only to be swift, prompt, effective, efficient. As an emergency manager in the state, I will not be thinking how I need to fuel the vehicle, how the vehicle are being maintained, and how the vehicle are not only maintained, charged for any form of emergency. So my duty is so simple and direct in terms of management of resources and personnel, and this is what Mr. Governor has done. Again, communication is the key in emergency management. Today, communication, data collections, ability to do appropriate debriefing, appropriate response. Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu makes it possible. And the good thing about all this is that we have a structure in place. We are working on incident command control structure, where all the key stakeholders, primary stakeholders, work together, share information together, build capacity together, share data together, and with this we have a common goal, and that common goal is safety of life and properties. And with that, you can see during the time of COVID, our incident commander, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, played active role, despite the fact that Lagos State is this epicenter for this coronavirus. We are able to build resilience, we are able to overcome it to the extent that mortality and mobility that is associated with emergency in Lagos State has been greatly reduced. Now, if you are looking at the circle of disaster management, we talk about the response, which we are playing active role. We talk about planning and preparedness. Lagos State, under the watch of Mr. Governor, played active role on this. And the most unique aspects is that post-traumatic effects of trauma, of disaster on victims is enormous. Lagos State, under the watch of Mr. Governor, has taken ownership of that to the extent that post-traumatic victims of disaster were rehabilitated in full circles. When any of them are displaced, they will be taken to to our relief center. At our relief center, where we try as much as possible to commence skill acquisition for these people, ensuring them that there is life after this incident, and telling them that Adonwo Lele, they will overcome it. And in most cases, we always get it right. They overcome it. They will move back to the society well ready to face another challenges. On this note, I need to say, mo yọ̀ fúnra mi, mo yọ̀ fún ẹ, mo dúpẹ́ ní ọwọ́ Ọlọ́run fún nǹkan tí ìjọba Èkó, gómìnà wa Mr. Babajide Olúṣọlá Sanwó-Olú ṣe.
The Lagos State Safety Commission is an agency of government saddled with the mandate of ensuring the safety of lives and property of Lagosians. We carry this out across all socio-economic activities, from construction safety to food safety, to school safety, to public safety, to transport safety, the list goes on. The importance of occupational safety and health cannot be overemphasized because accidents occur on a daily basis without prior notice. And these sudden unplanned accidents can lead to injuries, they can lead to fatalities, they can lead to deaths. To forestall these accidents and these rising incidents, the Safety Commission regularly carries out inspections of public places. We regularly carry out sensitization sessions. We go out to talk to people on the importance of thinking safe, of living safe. We train them on how to work safely at their workplaces, and even in terms of situational awareness, how to stay safe at home, how to stay safe at your houses. And I'd like to also thank Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olúṣọlá Sanwó-Olú, for supporting the Safety Commission, for supporting the Ministry of Special Duties. I'd also like to thank the members of the Executive Cabinet and also the members of the House of Assembly for always supporting the Ministry of Special Duties in ensuring that we can indeed create a safer Lagos for all. I believe that with a safer Lagos, we can indeed make that greater Lagos of our dreams come true.
First of all, I appreciate our own government, the dynamic government, for its proactiveness, for its support towards the agency. Ever since admission to Lagos State since 2019, the government has been supporting. Look at it today, we are having a brand new firefight, second to none in the whole Africa. And I say second to none, I know I'm talking about the second to none. The time of fire station, in a couple of days, we are going to be commissioning fire stations 4 at a go. We want to commission fire truck, 52 fire trucks at a go. We are talking about staff strength, increasing staff strength by giving us additional 495. That is a good kudos and big thank you to Mr. Governor. The effect of this development, of this innovation, is for us to get closer to the local level. It's taking us to the grassroots in order to be proactive in time of response time to reduce response time. And the service delivery as well will be improved. Take back to the staff of the fire service. We are all glad, we are happy seeing what is going on around us. Of which none of us think for the past 10 years, nobody can ever tell you that this or in this standard. We appreciate Mr. Governor.
As technical partners to the Ministry of Special Duties and LASEMA, Lipsoft is responsible for providing the technology that drives the contact center, the emergency contact center, the control room, the command and control room. We're also responsible for managing the operations of the mobile CCTVs that are used in, for emergency support. We provide the technology solution that enables the whole process of incident management from the public to the delivery of emergency services to the public. We provide the technology support and the CRM system that drives the entire process and value chain. And we also provide training to the emergency response agencies on areas of competence that they need to enhance their capacity to deliver on emergency services to the state. And in addition to that, we are also responsible for the facilities management of the Command and Control Center. Our value add is significant because we provide all of the technology interfaces that drives the end-to-end process of incident reporting from the public, be it fire, ambulance, whatever, to the discharge of the service by the first responders and the emergency agencies involved. We interface with all stakeholders, all of the emergency response agencies, RRS, LASAMBOS, LASEMA obviously being the coordinator, and of course the Ministry of Special Duties in our sort of discharge of our responsibility to LASEMA. So we're a big stakeholder, and at the same time a big value-added organization to the whole smart city initiative of the governor, and to the work of LASEMA in coordinating emergency response and public safety for the people of Lagos State.
Logic City Fleet Services is a business process outsourcing firm. We're proud and pleased to support the 22 million people of Lagos State through the aegis of the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, the provision of specialized manpower to support their mission and core values of operationalizing a disaster management system for the 22 million people of Lagos State. We do this through the provision of fleet maintenance, specialized manpower for rescue, for fire, and for pre-hospital care. Our work is done on a daily basis, hand in hand with the other key stakeholders who are responsible for securing the lives and property of Lagos. So a typical day for us is when an emergency call comes in through the 112 numbers. The agency, through their Command and Control Center, will triage the calls and assign or determine what the best response will be. We are then directed, depending on which equipment is required, what teams, where the closest location is, and we deploy. It's been our privilege to work and to serve as an example of a successful public-private partnership under Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu's administration. We believe that it is these sorts of partnerships that will allow Lagos to remain the center of excellence.